Ambassador, when you look at what's been reported about what is on the table regarding a potential peace deal, you're talking about some sort of security guarantees in the form of a reassurance force that President Trump, as you pointed out earlier, Jeff, would not rule out U.S. forces being a part of, even though he's been skeptical of it, expressed skepticism of it before. And then also this idea that there would be some kind of Article 5-like agreement between allies of Ukraine to intervene if Russia were to advance its incursions down the road. Is that actually enough to keep Vladimir Putin away from his ambition of remaking the Russian imperial order?
I think we're a long way from any of that. I can't wait till the MAGA base hears that Donald Trump has committed American combat forces, U.S. forces against Russian forces on the line in Ukraine if the Russians violate the ceasefire. One nuclear power directly against another nuclear power. I don't think that's what they signed up for with Donald Trump, and I don't think he's necessarily thought through that implication either. He wants a Nobel Peace Prize, and he wants it now. So he's willing to say a lot of things. He didn't really commit to anything. You could have all kinds of U.S. troops in Ukraine, as we did before the invasion. We had train and assist missions. They weren't there to fight anybody. They were there to train the Ukrainians. That's very different from a combat force. And in terms of Article 5, Steve Witkoff said this yesterday in an interview with Jake Tapper. I've listened to that portion of the interview several times. I don't understand it at all, because Witkoff started with Article 5 and then started talking about enshrining a Russian commitment not to take more territory in Ukraine, not to take any other territory in Europe in Russian law, which doesn't have anything to do with Article 5 or Article 5-like guarantees. Moreover, and I hate to raise this point, but the question of what Article 5 actually means in a non-NATO context, very much up in the air. And so you'll forgive me, I'll read 6 words from Article 5. That the parties, when one is attacked, it's one attack on one is an attack on all. What do? They are, quote, to take such action, each party, take such action as it deems necessary. As it deems necessary. And then it says, including the use of armed force, meaning you're not required to use armed force. You could, or you could send a note saying, that's terrible, do let us know how it turns out.
A lot of wiggle room there,
That's
as
right.
you point out.